Hi everyone, this is me, Kola. Thank you so much for being my channel member and for all my subscribers. Thank you so much. Now, I recently was admitted to NHS because I had an appointment for my sigmoidoscopy, colonoscopy. And basically colonoscopy is when they insert a camera up your bum to see your internals, how it looks and all that. I know it's gross. But yeah, that's what I was there for. Remember my video some time ago? I made a video about the tightness and blah blah blah. When I was in relationship with my ex, I started bleeding as well from there, so I was a bit worried why, and I just wanted to make sure. Let's talk about my experience with NHS. As a trans person, what was my experience with NHS? So when I went to NHS for my appointment, I thought, first of all, my appointment has been cancelled on phone. I called the NHS a day before my appointment and just asking about, because for this type of scopy, they're supposed to give you enema, or you're supposed to take enema at home before you go there. But nobody sent me anything about enema kit or sent me enema. So I asked them a day before. I was like on the phone, do I have to take enema at home? And they said, no, when you will come there, we will give you enema, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, that's a bit odd, but anyway. So I went there, and my appointment was cancelled for some reason, and my name wasn't on the list when it was my appointment time. And I told receptionist I did not cancel it. So he checked and he said, are you sure you didn't cancel it? I was like, no, I only checked yesterday if somebody can tell me about, do I have to take enema at home or how does it work? And I was only inquiring about stuff, but I never cancelled my appointment. So he asked me to wait in the waiting area while he can just confirm with the nurse. And anyway, later on they have taken me in. So finally the nurse came and took me to the room to put my details and fill out the form, like a consent form. And I was speaking to her, and she said, she made me so relaxed, and she made me realize that oh no, don't worry, nobody's going to be looking at you, because this is very invasive type scan. You have to be almost nude at the bottom half of your body, and it's the bottom half of my body that I'm worried about as a trans person, basically. So she said, look, you'll be in safe hands. There are female doctors available who will be seeing you, and yeah, it's all female. The bathrooms will be closer, and don't worry about it. If you want to keep wearing your own clothes, you can wear your own clothes because you're wearing comfortable clothes, or you can wear a hospital gown, whichever you feel easier with. So I chose to wear my own clothes. I was wearing trousers and PJs and stuff. I knew that at some point I had to remove my bottom trouser. So after while she was filling the form, I had to tell her, because I couldn't hold it. I felt I have to tell her, even though the information is on the system anyway, but I just wanted to make sure she's aware about me being trans, because I thought it would be unfair if somebody will get a surprise of their life when they pull down my pants and they'll see something. So I told her, I said, look, I'm a trans person, I'm a pre-op trans person, and I don't mind if the scan is done by a male doctor or female doctor. I don't mind. I was a bit worried initially. I thought, they might take me to a male ward, or male type of area where all males are going and stuff, because it will make the situation a bit odd. But because it was like a scan, so they do it in private room. They don't do it in wards. So I was fine. And she said, no, don't worry, all we care about is your inside, not anything else. So don't worry about it. Anyway, so I was like, wow, very professional. I like it, because frankly, I was a bit worried after, NHS ruling for trans people. I was worried like I'll be gone to male ward, or if they take me to female ward, then, it will be a bad situation because somebody will panic, and, I don't want that type of stuff when I'm in hospital. So I would rather be in male ward when I'm in hospital, because then I don't have to worry about, somebody's shouting, "Yay, it's a man," So basically, yeah, there are certain people like that in this world, so I don't want to take a risk. But yeah, she made me very comfortable. So finally, she asked me like, "Do you want us to give you enema? Do you want to take it by yourself?" So I said, "No, it's better if I take it by myself, as long as I have the privacy as well." So I just asked her like how to give it, and that's all. So she just explained to me, "This is what you need to do." And so yeah, she left the room. I gave myself enema, took some time, clean everything, and then she came back to the room once I'm all done, finished, and then it was my number to go to the scanning room with other like people who do scanning, basically who puts camera up your bum. So I went to that room, and there were 2 female doctors and 1 male doctor. I don't know, they were nurses maybe. So 2 female nurses, 1 male nurse. And yeah, so they were very nice. They were cooperative. I was a bit shocked to see like 3 of them. I was like, okay, they could. I mean, I thought there would be only 1 person who's doing it, but no, there were 3 people. So now I have to be like, bottomless in front of 3 people, 2 female, 1 male, 1 with hijab. So that was funny. But I was a bit nervous. To be very frank, I was very nervous. I'm not scared of being naked. I'm shameless in that sense, but I don't want to make people uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. Like, I can be naked in front of people who are into nudity and stuff, but not people who have nothing to do with it, basically. So that's why, I don't want to. I felt awkward. I didn't want it to. But anyway, I hope they were fine. So yeah, they were very nice people. They were chatting. The lady just slipped my pant down. The nurse for the camera. Anyway, so but the good thing was that they asked me to they actually put my pant down. Before putting my pant down, they asked me to turn on my left hand side, lay down on my left hand side. So the only place they pulled my pant down from was my back. So it wasn't on my front, it was my back. So that was fine. But still, even that was awkward, because the camera was focusing on your bum. Their camera was focusing like outside of your bum first, and it was all naked, and it was all in there were 2 big screens on the room, and both screens were showing my ass, naked ass, in there. So awkward, yes. And then everybody can see it, obviously, there were 3 people in there. So one was obviously checking on the computer, one was actually doing it, the other one was just standing there, keeping me busy, the male basically. He was standing there asking me, like, I can tell, like, he was trying to engage in a conversation so that I don't feel awkward. But it was already awkward anyway. So anyway, he was having a conversation, just asked like where I work and blah blah blah, how do I feel. So we were just having this conversation. So anyway, the sensation of going camera up your bum is weird, because first she put that thing, like she put lube in it inside, and then put lube on camera and just tried to shove it in, and I was like, out, because it takes time for your muscles to relax before you let something in, but no, she was like and you're like, why is it, don't resist. I was like, what? I'm like, okay, well, but anyway, eventually I give in. It was a little bit painful when it was going in, like from the passage basically, but once it was in, it was alright, until it was going all the way in, and I could actually feel it moving my internals you know, like, because your internal lining of your sigmoid, I don't know what is it called, like your, you know, that tube that is at your back passage, whatever, because it's all clean, and they put some air, which is basically like carbon. They fill it with carbon, so it makes space to get the camera in, and so it was all nice and pink. That's what they said, and that's what it looked like. But that's a very strange and awkward feeling. I could actually feel it from my belly that, you know, the camera was going zigzag, and as soon as there was a turning, like internal folds, the camera was folding from there. It was like very awkward, kind of little bit painful, or I wouldn't say painful, but uncomfortable sensation. And they don't just put the camera in like this length or this length or this length. It was like, yeah, basically this length, because it's going all zigzag, zigzag, zigzag on your internal lining until they find out what they want to see. Anyway, very, very awkward situation, really, like very uncomfortable. There is a chance of people even dying from it, but the chance is like 1 out of 3,000 people, and so they have to take your consent form because of that. And it does cause a little bit internal bleeding because of it as well, but as long as it's a little bit, it's fine. But if it's severe internal bleeding, you got to be admitted. They try to obviously either burn the wound or do something about it so that you don't bleed to death, basically. But anyway, it was all fine. Once it was in, I was laying there. I was obviously not sedated. I was awake, so they can ask me, and I can also see the screen, like what's going on. So they didn't find anything cancerous. They did not find anything like which can cause, you know, significant health risk. There was a little bit of tear on the entrance area, not because of them, but because I had it from previously. So that's the only thing they found. But everything was fine. So now, once they start putting camera away from it, it was alright. Now I have to wait for my second doctor's appointment to see what they're gonna do for that tear, which is why I bleed sometimes. And it's uncomfortable for me, even for me to have intimacy with anyone, because I told you guys about in my past video that, you know, my intimacy, I'm a pre-op person, so whenever I have intimacy, I have it from a back passage, basically. So if you have a tear at your back passage or something, it is painful and it bleeds then. So that's why I'm not having any, you know, action from some time. And let's see what they're gonna do for that back passage. There are a few things that they can do. They can either, you know, burn the wound or something so that the skin just join together and it doesn't cause any pain. They can put a band on it so that, you know, it just stuck together, and whatever the extra skin is will go away, because the skin is kind of a little bit ruptured because of the force that I had dealt with in the past. But anyway, imagine guys, if you have only one, well, you are a trans person like me, for example, and you don't use your frontals, you only use your back passage because you're a bottom, kind of, and even that bottom has been so ruptured or ruined by a force at some point in your life that now you're feeling the consequences of it. You're just left without any life, basically, because you can't enjoy your life while it is like that. I mean, I can't have fun without feeling pain. So I don't want to, that's why I don't get excited to meet people. I'm not even trying to date anyone, because it can be really difficult. So anyway, I'm waiting for my second appointment with the doctor and see how it works. Hopefully it will be fine. But the experience itself was awkward. One thing which I was really surprised with NHS, and that is like how professional they were and how much they take their job seriously. Even though what we hear about NHS, that most of the NHS is so understaffed and underpaid, but still, it's people who make the place special and who are so professional to their job that they're taking, I can imagine, like some of the NHS staff is taking so much backlash from people for being late, or for for late appointments, or for no appointments, or for lack of care. Basically, it's not their fault. It's because they're so understaffed in NHS. And I don't understand when government have, this is my complaint, is to the government, basically to the UK's government, and that is they are so welcoming to the refugees and to illegal migrants who are crossing with boats without any skills, without any qualification, but they're putting so much scrutiny on illegal migrants who wants to come here for work. It never used to be like that. Like, I remember in the past, they only used to accept the legal migrant, the ones who are coming here for legal work, and the one who were coming here on work permit. They were paying higher amount of taxes, they were paying international student fees, they were paying, they were actually contributing member of society who were integrating it into the society very well. But now it's opposite. Now the doors are open only for the illegal immigrants, or the men who are military age men, basically from different countries. You don't even know their history, you don't know anything about them, you don't know the passport, you don't know their identity, and they're staying in hotels and everything, taken care of, while the people who's supposed to be coming for work have no work. They can't work because they're not getting people who should legally come here, because the scrutiny is so high. So I don't understand this. That's why no matter what we do, the country is suffering from it. Everyone is suffering from it. I hope this situation gets resolved. I hope NHS gets better. And yeah, I'm so pleased with the service with NHS. Thank you so much for looking after me. And yeah, for trans people out there, there's a hope. People will treat you with respect if you're just giving them respect back. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Bye.